Okay, we're about a quarter of the way through this install. What we've done since the last video is we have plumbed in the cell manifold. We're on a 6-cell manifold here. What we've had to do, the main trunk line running to the return is a 2.5-inch pipe with 120 gallons per minute of flow through it. Okay, so we couldn't install the cell manifold in line because the flow would be too great. Okay, so what we had to do is build the bypass, and then as this valve is closed, it forces water up and through the cell. So we want to make sure that we pay attention to the flow directions. And then the check valve here has a 5-pound spring in it, so it will automatically divert flow, the correct amount of flow through the cell manifold. Okay, so that is our bypass. Now this bypass changes in size. It could be a 2-inch pipe with a 2-inch valve and 2-inch T's up into the manifold. It could be 4-inch, 6-inch pipe, whichever the situation calls for. So this is a general build. This can be used in a lot of applications. In certain situations, you might not be able to put an inline bypass. You may have to repipe to a different location. And then all of our power cords that are hanging down from the power unit are going to connect onto each of the cells. This is our tri-sensor cord. The tri-sensor cord will connect to the unit. The unit itself, we've already mounted it with a level, making sure that the unit was hung straight. Now, the unit weighs 80 some pounds. It's heavy. We have to install it off of studs. So it's a 24-inch spread from this hole to this one, and that would not line up with studs in this wall. So we have spanned a couple of studs with a piece of 2x4 on the top and on the bottom, and then mounted the unit to the 2x4. This may be necessary in some applications. Other applications, you might be drilling into a brick wall, concrete wall, and it may not be necessary. Our electrical connection has already been made. This is a 240 volt circuit that powers the unit, which means we have 2 red wires carrying voltage and 1 green wire. And that travels over to the electrical panel and feeds into our 240 volt GFCI double pole breaker. And then our ground wires attached to the grounding bus. Our GFCI pigtail connects to the neutral bus. Here is our non-GFI single pole 20 amp breaker. That is going to run out of this connector and connect to an electrical outlet down below. So we won't run it below the chemical equipment. We'll probably put it below the electrical panel itself. So that's the stage we're at now. We still have to program the phosphate pump, run the acid lines, run all of the feed lines, finish plumbing from the inlet side of the cell manifold to the effluent side of the backwash valve. And then we still have to punch a hole in the wall for the acid line so that it can be run out to the shed.